Let's discuss the back-to-back procedures for passengers on MSC Seascape. Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Mahmood. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my MSC Seascape 2023 video playlist from end of February to beginning of March, featuring the port of calls in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Georgetown, Cayman Island, Costa Maya, Mexico, Nassau, Bahamas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, in addition to MSC's Ocean Cay Marine Reserve Private Island, and Miami, Florida. Why am I making more cruising videos when there are already so many professional content creators out there? First, I'd like to thank all the professional YouTubers making cruising content that helps people like me get ready for cruising. The pros are better than me for several reasons. They have better professional equipment, they have more experience speaking on camera, filming, editing, and mixing broad strokes narratives with details. My approach is going to be different. I'm going to focus on details. I'm going to get into the weeds, show documents because I don't have one platform to show documents. My videos might be shorter or longer depending on the content, and they'll be filled with information on first-time cruiser anxieties. Sometimes there will be no narration. I hope you enjoyed the difference in my approach. Let's get started with this video. Sunday, March 5th, 2023 is embarkation day for some people who are starting their cruise, and back-to-back day for people like me who are doing 2 cruises together to make 14 days. This is the back-to-back directions for MSC Seascape, returning to Miami, Florida. And what's different here is they list out different options you have. They might tell you to get off the ship and leave before 10 a.m. You can do an excursion, or you can stay on board and be processed, and it'll take about an hour. Back-to-back document. The back-to-back date was going to be the 5th of Miami, and I got it. Normally on the Meraviglia, I would get it March 4th, the night before, but on MSC Seascape, I got it March 3rd, our sea day. So that was helpful to have it 2 nights before and not just 1 night before. So for the back-to-back, I took this paper, which is one of the important things. Your cruise card is very important. I did take my passport and my federal government issued ID. However, no one asked me for my passport or the ID because they did face scans. And exiting the ship, they did a face scan at immigration. Re-entering the ship, there was no face scan, especially when I showed them the back-to-back paper. If you look at the opening hours, it shows that the only lunch that's available is the Marketplace buffet. That is why a special sit-down lunch is held for the back-to-back guest in the Green Wave Restaurant, Deck 5, from 12 to 1 p.m. Deck 6, Kala Jordal Restaurant. This is where back-to-back people are supposed to wait at 10 a.m. to get processed. And as with the Meraviglia, they have a continental spread ready for people. They have croissants and buns, croissants of different types, coffee, tea, to-go cups, napkins, and bottled water. So, very convenient. No one's here now. They probably set this around 9 a.m. and people are supposed to show up by 10. No one's here now, but the spread is completely ready. On MSC Meraviglia, I did do option number 3, which is to stay on board and be processed as a group and escorted by the crew. On MSC Seascape, I obviously didn't do that, but I wanted to share advice with you that I received from a couple who the week before had done the back-to-back procedure. So just like with my video on MSC Meraviglia back-to-back, which I encourage you to watch, there was that whole waiting around in the restaurant. There was those similar rumors of why we were being delayed in terms of being moved and processed because certain guests were not responding to calls to be found. Certain guests were still in their cabin rooms, maybe sleeping, or maybe they were at the poolside thinking they could just hang out on the ship and have as much empty vacant areas on the ship as they could. So there were still those sorts of rumors and still those sorts of delays. The rest of it, the couple said, happened the way that I described it on Meraviglia. The one big difference is after they were processed, which took about 30 minutes, or between 10:30 and 11, everything was done. They were trying to go back to their cabin, which I was able to do very easily on Meraviglia. Just go back to my cabin and sleep. But this couple realized that when you take the main elevator or the main midship stairs and you get off on your floor and you try to go to your cabin, those hallways leading to your cabins, they have doors that prevent people from going from the elevator hallway into the cabin hallway, and those ship doors were actually locked. We theorized that perhaps they were doing that for a couple reasons, maybe to discourage people from staying in their cabin rooms and being delayed, maybe to help facilitate cleaning of so many cabin rooms by so many crew before the new set of passengers embarked on the ship. There could be a lot of logistical reasons why those main doors were locked. We're talking about hallway doors. I'm not talking about your cabin doors. So that couple found they had to go to the complete forward of the ship, take the panoramic elevators to their floor, and then walk towards the back of the ship to get to their cabin rooms or staterooms, which they could access with their normal cruise cards. It's just, again, going from the elevator hallways into the hallways that you would normally take to get to your cabins. Those doors exist, and those doors were locked. So that was new. I hadn't heard of that before, so keep something like that in mind. If you're doing option number 3, maybe ask someone in excursions or guest services, if I stay on board, how easy will it be to get back into my stateroom? Which seems very obvious, and you would assume that the ship and the crew would want to have a procedure made it easy for people to get back into their staterooms if they did option number 3. But just double check. That's just another thing in this type of MSC communication that the passenger has to keep in mind. On MSC Seascape in the early days, if you are back-to-back, you get a yellow card on your door on your second time in Miami, and it gives you 30% discount for a la carte dining at the specialty restaurants. And you can either visit them to make an appointment or you can call to make a reservation. Butcher's Cut, the dining package that they sell, that's excluded. Ocean Cay Seafood Restaurant, the dining experience menu is excluded. Kaito Teppanyaki, the set menu, Katana, and the vegetarian menu is excluded. Kaito Sushi, there's no exclusions, and that's the conveyor belt sushi. Ola's Taco Cantina, it's $17.99, all you can eat. The beverages packages are excluded, so your beverages would be on top of what you pay. This is one of the benefits of doing back-to-back on MSC Seascape. I forgot to bring this. I told them I was back to back. I offered to go back and get it, and they were so just super nice to me. I really appreciate it. Just don't take advantage of the staff when they're super nice, or like lie to them. But they gave me a 30% discount even though I didn't have this. Obviously they can go in the system and check my embarkation date, but I appreciate the generosity of not asking me to go back and get this. Thank you for watching my video. I'd love to hear from you on email at fmahmood@wellesley.edu. You can also find me on LinkedIn at that address. And if you do send me a connection request, please go ahead and send me a note. Before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And please go ahead and watch my next video. Thank you.